All right. Coming to you tonight for another Block Builders podcast. And I'll be hosting this session. This is LBZ, LaRonda Brown. My topic is Your Peace Begin Where Expectation End. And I have all my builders in the building with me, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
It's Brother T, baby.
Lady Hurricane in this thing.
Bro G in here.
And it's Cam.
And now that everybody has introduced themselves, give us a little bit. I'll start it off. Your peace begin where your expectation end. Always expect the unexpected.
Man, look. Bars. Real bars, bro. That's what I was going to say. Expect the unexpected.
Wow. Great minds think alike. Well, in the expecting the unexpected, you have the power to speak things into existence as though they may be.
Sauce.
I say don't expect what you don't expect.
Oh.
Break it down for them just a little bit, bro. So you go too hard to
taste.
it.
Just a taste,
break
bro.
it down.
Don't expect what you don't expect, as in faith first, second guess. So if you second guess it, you ain't got no faith. Don't expect what you don't expect.
Man.
And there you have it. With that being said, my scripture is going to come out of Romans 15:13. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him. Pretty much lined up with Bro G, with what Bro G said. And he knew it without even knowing it. Hey, that's how connected we are.
Better know it.
So, your peace begin where your expectation end. Man, expectation can put you in some dang situations.
Hey, your deep breath and sign. Oh. Ah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. The expectations, man. Look. Go ahead, continue. Sis.
Yeah, it's a setup for a letdown all the time. You know, and with that being said, I'm going to kind of go into trusting. Trusting God is one of the best decisions anybody would ever make.
Big facts.
My sis said all the time, you got to trust him even when you can't trace him.
Man.
And that right there mean if you can't put a line on it, you just got to trust that he going to lead the way. And that right there lead us everywhere in life, no matter what avenue we taking. School, work, personal journey, business, whatever you choose to do in life. You got to trust God even when you can't trace him.
That's a real deal, man.
So with that being said, now we're going to reflect it. We're going to flip it a little bit. We're going to flip it on ourselves. How self do you? Boy, self do you bad when you expecting.
Man.
Boy, got everybody shaking their head. And kind of like for our listeners, we just want you to take yourself to a place where you've let you down and where you expected more out of yourself. And we're going to kind of touch on the topic while you think about it. And I'll start. Experience is one of the things had me feeling comfortable. And boy, expecting the best, and receive the worst. Boy, that's that. That's that hurt right there.
I done been through this before. I know what's going to go on. I already know. I got it.
Yeah, just playing in your mind that, I done did it. I can do this. You know, whether it be personal, professional, and all the time. We took our eyes off the prize because we never got the red flag to go with that anyway. We did it because that's what we wanted to do. And just experience was my setup for a letdown. Anybody else?
Yeah, I can definitely attest to that. So I can talk about this year. I applied for a job. I thought it was gonna be I expected the job to be, what it said it would be. Went to the job, it was definitely a scam. So my expectations was terrible. Yep. Wasted my day. Yep. It was terrible. We were supposed to be doing a marketing, working at a marketing firm. Came in there, everybody selling phones. I said, no. False advertisement. So look, when it come to expectations, make sure that y'all call up there before y'all go up there.
Right. Right.
And
Real talk.
make sure,
Well,
it's
I
not a
don't care
scam.
who tell it. You can call if you want to. That don't mean they gonna tell you, because you
Yeah,
got to
that's
think
true.
about the advertisement.
Right.
You think they didn't think about that before they put it out there? Come on, it's almost
That's
like a
true.
magnet, almost like glue.
That's
They
the
know
little
what to
small
do to
writing.
draw you in. So you call. A lie don't care who tell it. So guess what? Over the phone, that don't mean you gonna get.
Yeah, but,
you gonna get the truth.
But I feel like that's one of them things where, you have to write down that lesson and, keep running with it. So
Right.
Read the fine
Right.
print.
shake back.
Got to read that fine print, man. It wasn't a fine print, girl. Oh.
The fine print was when he walked in and that boy say they was selling phones. He read in between the lines. They was marketing to get him to come sell phones. They said marketing. You got to think about it. I tell you all the time, it's all about language. And so, of course, you getting ready to graduate and like this is the perfect opportunity. At least you would think, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's pretty much what you learn and what they did to bring you in. So, yeah.
Scammers teaching people how to scam.
Anybody else? Because this part of the session it's kind of like what leads to failure expectations.
I was just thinking outside, the box. And before giving one is, how do we develop expectations?
I think it's more so we have an ideal picture in our mind as to what we want to do. We have goals that we've set. Just think about it. You've encountered somebody that's like, they may say something on the note like, man, I ain't where I'm supposed to be or where I want to be. But in all reality, one thing what I'm learning about this thing called life, it is a journey. It is tedious. It is challenging. It is going to be some distraction. It is going to be some detours. It is going to be some roadblocks. It is going to be some trespass. And it is going to be, you know what I mean? That's life. And so once you just accept the fact that everything ain't going to go as planned, because keep in mind, it's greater than what we want. The plan is not our plan. See, we make plans, but he give purpose. So, again, I've been talking about these situational transitions. That's what this pandemic has caused. It has caused situational transition for many people. You know what I mean? Some of us been going through it all our lives, but some of us, it has hit home. You know what I mean? You got people that's griping and complaining about the pandemic that you ain't never heard had a care in the world, because guess what? They pockets was fat. They was connected to somebody with a little bread. They can come and go as they please. Pandemic done shut everything down.
And kind of like my mama used to say, it really haven't touched you until it touched you.
Yeah. Well,
You know, and that right there kind of like bro said, I think overanalyzing will bring you to,
That's me.
pretty much,
That's me. Sometime.
pretty much,
overanalyzing.
expectation. Because we can see a thing and it'll look easy because Cam made it look so easy, but that's what Cam do. That's not what LaRonda do. That's what Bro T do. That's not what LaRonda do. But because it looks so easy when Bro T was doing it, I can easily do that. You know what I'm saying? I can just put the wheel on the chair and get in that thing. And no, you just broke 2 nails.
Boom, 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 boom,
You
boom,
literally
boom.
done dropped it down
Sister,
on
you
your
all
foot.
right?
And because
Get up,
he's
sister.
done it. He has experience with it. It's just how I analyze looking at it.
How often do we speak about people will hate you for making the struggle look easy?
But what I was gonna say is like when you see something or someone, and what make you just develop. I was thinking through it as I was asking the question. Like what makes you see a person or a place or a thing, and develop an expectation, like just and the only thing I could come to was information that you get about it.
I was just about to say.
Because you don't
what
know
you've gathered.
you don't know anything. So like you say, what you gathered on it. Like for example, if you going to buy a certain car and you never had it, you just do research on it, and now you have an expectation based on what you have an expectation based on what you gathered from it.
Is
But
it safe to say that it's more so? I guess you could say. Is it safe to say it's like it was an attraction, somewhere or another? The attraction actually caused you, like y'all, the attraction, whether it was a place, a person, or whatever. Basically, it caused you to strike interest, and again, like you say, you begin to do the research, and because of the research you gathered in your mind, you trying to fathom the information you gathered to make it
Into your
be what
reality.
you want. Yeah, more so.
Now that you say that, I can think through it. But the interest would have then led to desire,
Exactly.
and then desire would have took you into having an expectation, and that's what I was trying.
That's it.
That's what I was trying
That's
to
it.
work through to what Sis was talking about with when we deceive ourselves, and basically we gather information from various sources, but then sometimes we can get misinformation, and a lot of times we give ourselves the most misinformation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that was going back to what you said. Or sometimes we deceive ourselves with it, and that's what I was thinking about with as far as expectations. When we take ourselves out of it, like I had a situation where I expected to because I had a connection to a job, and I thought that I was a shoe-in to get a position there. And just because of the information I had gotten, the things I had been told, but mostly because of just what I had told myself and how I had built it up in my own head. So it's like I set myself up to let myself down.
Yeah.
in a
I
way.
mean, and it happens, and it happens. It happens in more cases
All the
than
time.
one, you know, because I'll tell myself in a minute, I mean, everybody know I'm a driver, and that's pretty much one of the things that I'll be like, oh, it ain't that bad, this and that. Sis, no, you know, I was getting ready to go to South Carolina, and I was like, oh, no, I'm good. I do most of the driving. And she was like, that's a long way, sis, you know. And then I think the girls probably had just started driving, and they was the only ones that could drive that was going to be with me. And she was like, no, I'm not going to let you do that by yourself. You know, I promised I was going to go. And she come off one, switch bags, jump straight in with me. Because in my mind, I had already mapped out, oh, I can do it. I think we left out like 3 in the morning, like 3, 4 in the morning. And probably 4 hours in, and you know, anybody know on 10 going to Georgia, they run 100 miles per hour. And she was like, yeah, you better go ahead and let me take the wheel. So imagine me being by myself with another 14 hours to go. In my mind, I had already hyped myself up like I can do it. It ain't no big thing, you know, because that's how determined I was. Determination will set us up for a letdown all the time. And like bro say, it ain't always about the journey. It's pretty much about the information that we feed to ourselves about the process.
Not only not only the information that we receive, but when we receive the information, the lack of getting prepared with the information that we receive. You know what I'm saying? We don't prepare ourselves. We know sometimes we can be misinformed and sometimes we can be spot on. But them times that we spot on, we don't
Pros
even
and
prepare.
cons to everything,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? We don't even prepare for it. Like things that we put our expectations on and it ain't gonna go our way, you know what I'm saying? Knowing it ain't gonna go our way, we just, well, yeah, I'm gonna go. I know how this gonna go. But the things that we don't know, we don't even prepare for, bruh. You know what I'm saying? We prepare for things not to go our way and don't prepare for the other side of the story. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Like, we got to be more prepared with the information that we receive. Like, for an example, like when I was going to school, man, doing the wrong homework, you know, first week of school, 8 pages. I had to write definitions, abbreviations, key terms, workbooks. You know what I'm saying? I'm at bro house. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I got to be to school for 8. You understand me? But me not listening to the teacher, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even prepare myself that I had did the next week's lesson. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that this week's lesson got to be turned in today. So we got to prepare ourselves with the information and make sure we listen closely. You know what I'm saying?
I real deal feel like y'all talking to me today. Because I know I went up in that place like, oh, yeah, I'm finna take over this whole thing. I'm finna put in 120%. Went up in there, expectations just went down.
Mm-hmm.
I went in there, I was like, oh, man, I got this. I already had everything planned out. I was like, go up in there with a nice suit, nice haircut, nice everything, looking good. Walk up in there. I'm in Best Buy?
Nah.
We in Best Buy selling phones? Oh no! Excuse me, sir. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, that's how that go, man. That's how that go. Your expectations sometimes will surprise you out the blue, man. And you think you ready, man. You ain't even ready.
Man,
cuz.
hit you like a brick wall.
You ain't even ready, cuz. I'm telling you.
Food like
You
going
ain't even
nowhere
ready.
real fast, and you don't even realize.
You don't even realize
You,
it,
you,
man.
you think you got your track shoes on, you in
Yeah,
quicksand, bro.
man,
Like
I'm
you really
telling
ain't
you, you
doing
got
no
flats
moving
on, man.
at all.
You got flats on,
But to
cuz.
kind of get back on the topic, back to your peace, it begin where expectation ends. So that's one of the things that we got to work on daily, adjusting, readjusting that. One of the phrases that we always say, like I said, expect the unexpected. Sis hit it right on, because we know one thing, man playing, God unplaying, every day, all day.
All day.
In your mind, you can get up and start your day and say, I'm going to do this, and that. And some call it distractions. I call it reality. Reality hit and hit reset on that day quick. And that's all it take. You'll start out, bro, what time you pretty much leave going to work?
I leave at 7.
You leave at 7 because you know what you got to do in between leaving your house and getting to work to be there on time. And guess what? Leaving, he expect to get there and do that. But he might come up and traffic backed up, or somebody done had an accident on the road, and I mean, we never know. But in our mind, we'll overthink that thing, be like, man, I gotta no, you gotta stay right where you are in that moment, because God put you where you supposed to be.
Peace be still.
Exactly. Because if you'd have left at 6:50, 6:47, this and that, you would know what your expectations be. And he put you back behind time to keep you safe from what was going on up ahead of you. And that have to be where our peace lies when it comes down to expectancy. So
I think it's more so, control what we can, and what's out of our control, don't allow it to control us. I've been, this whole week, for some reason, I've been saying, I just wish how do I say it? The man with the power. I wish the man with the power would understand that we don't have the power with the man that we have. Like, basically, we short manpower. You know what I'm saying? So the one with the power, I wish he would just listen to see that, I know you trying to get up, run numbers up, but these are people that we dealing with. These ain't no nano babies. You know what I'm saying? These ain't no iRobots. These ain't no, so yeah, we've expected that the numbers will go here. We've expected the calls to go this high. We've expected, we set the expectations, but again, we must prepare for the worst, even when we expecting the best. You know what I'm saying? That's just my mindset.
I feel that.
My mindset is we came to how we develop expectations, which is information. But I think once we build the expectations, then they got to be held together by trust. Because if you lose the trust, the expectation gonna fall apart. So the expectations that we build off the information is based on trust, and the only problem with that is, being that it's on trust, as long as people is people, and we live on this planet called Earth, what can we really trust? So what expectations can we really have in anything? God said love people. He never said trust people. He said trust him.
And he say lean not to your own understanding.
He said
so,
people
In all
will
thy
fail you.
ways.
exactly.
And you can't
So,
trust
but-
him with a little bit of the heart, because he said trust with thee in
With
all
all.
thine heart. You
All.
understand?
Because this is my thing. Trust is based on the concept of knowing something will never change.
Yeah.
If you don't know something will never change, you can't trust it. That for like an extreme example, you could have a best friend in the world, and you'll say this best friend in the world will never do nothing to hurt me. But if that best friend is put in the right situation, the right circumstance, like say they got family and somebody take, like I said, this is an extreme example. Somebody take their family and put a gun to them and say, do him some harm or I'm gonna hurt your family. Nah, you just got harm. You know what I'm saying? Trust is only based on knowing that something could change, and you don't know that in this world that we live in and dealing with people, you never know what's subject to change.
Well, we know change is inevitable anyway, so I just say don't trip. Like, as far as when it comes to expectations, you need to set your expectations in yourself and be upset with yourself when you allow
Take
your
accountability.
exactly.
Take
And I
accountability
say that
for
because
your
at the
actions.
end of the day, you just said about trust. And if the trust was faltered in the beginning, for you to trust that it, you know how they say, if you let the dog bite you the first time, it's the dog fault, but the second time is
It's
your
your
fault.
fault.
So it's that type of situation, you know what I'm saying, especially when dealing with people, you know what I'm saying. I just look at it like this here. If such and such can do it, then such and such can do it. Everybody capable of crossing you the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? I told Brother T wasn't it yesterday? I said the thing about it is, you know, I can tell you, call me, holler at me whenever you need me, but man will fail you unintentionally. You know what I'm saying? That's why he say don't put it up in man. Put your trust in me. You know what I'm saying? Because man will fail you. He told us that in his
man trust
word.
no man.
You know what I'm saying?
Man
So
don't
when you
trust
trust him, you going to trust that he going to bring a man that's going to be faithful enough for you to trust. Whatever it is. When I say man or woman.
Yeah, that's why my mindset is I don't really put too much expectation and I try not to, because I'm still human. I try not to put too much expectations in anything, like you said, outside of me, and have loose expectations on myself, because it is one thing I know in getting older and just self-reflection and realizing that it's sometimes I can't even trust myself.
And
Like,
that's
like,
and
I
that's
don't
that's
know-
real.
I don't know
And
what
that's
I
pretty
might
much
do.
with everybody, because the human reflex
Mm-hmm.
is to go back and forth. You know, it's almost like tennis. As sure as you go over the net, you got to come back over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like you say. It's way deeper when it come down to
Survival. That's
Su-
basically
trust,
what it is.
survival. And one of the falsest phrases they say, it is what it is. It'll come out your mouth faster than anything. But truth is,
It is what it
nobody
ain't.
is really prepared for it to be what it is.
Yeah, you heard what I said? It is what it ain't, though, when you walking by faith. The word say faith is the only thing that please God. And so in the midst of, you know, it is what it is, like this current situation, pandemic, epidemic, all that good stuff, I'm trusting that it's a possibility that it could very well be even worse. You know how they say it got to get bad before it get better? I mean, I'm just thinking about, I was looking at a meme, and it was speaking regarding the Bird Box. Here it is 2 years ago, we was watching the Bird Box, and they were saying you couldn't come outside. 2 years later, we can barely come outside, you feel me? But when our robot came out, that's what I told them. I said, man, we might be evolving or something like that, because I come up in the era with Jetsons, you know what I'm saying? And I used to be fascinated, like, wow, but look how time has changed, and now we got phones where we can look at you and talk to you, and you know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's changing.
Yeah.
Has changed.
I pretty much expect my expectation. I expect things to be pretty much like they always been, because everything is on cycles. everything is cyclic. So just like things like they say history repeats
Piece itself.
itself.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
History always repeats itself. It's just like the sun go up and the sun go down and the moon go up and the moon go down and it's day and it's night and the tide go in, tide go out. I expect things like that. and loose expectations on that in 2020.
Yeah, because the moon out in the daytime. What you mean?
Both of them.
Yeah, at the same time.
I'm talking
Let me
about
look on the left, look on the right.
each side of the street, and I'm
Like, wow.
And you
It
know
don't matter
I'm a
what
nature
time it
person,
is.
so
That's the crazy
I'm peeping, I'm looking like, oh my God.
So is having expectations a good thing or a bad thing?
You made us get quiet.
Say it again.
He said,
Is having expectations a good thing or a bad thing? Or can it be
I feel as if
A
having
balance?
expectations pretty much can give you balance, because the thing of it is, you constantly discipline yourself because you're teaching you how to handle you.
and keep you humble.
And like you just pretty much said, it lines up with the lines of trust. You know, you got your car because that's the car that you wanted and this and that. And you trust that if you purchased it, it was going to do exactly what you needed it to do. And that's your expectancy of that vehicle, right? And the minute something go wrong, it's designed by man. So it's bound to have some type of malfunctions. But in our mind, we already put it in our mind how this gonna work and how we gonna roll and what we gonna do.
You know
and
what's
this and
crazy?
that.
Y'all saying all that, but because I worked in an assembly line, I had a guy tell me one time, he said, don't ever buy a car that was, he said, don't ever buy a car that was off the assembly line on a Monday or a Friday. Now, I say, how you get them facts?
Pretty much because on Monday they tired and on Friday they rushing.
Exactly.
I know.
I'm saying, where you get the facts from to see when this car was built? What was the day? You see what I'm saying? That was, like, when he said that, I was like, wow. Like, where you get that? Like, is it possible?
You know?
nah?
You know what I'm saying?
So it kind of like basically keep your peace in check if you really want peace in your life. It kind of like keep your peace in check. So I just expectancy pretty much keep you disciplined. I'ma just say that. It'll humble you down. It'll keep you disciplined. And I'ma kind of go into my pointers with it. My number one pointer is your best isn't God's best for you.
Isn't.
Isn't.
Hmm.
Because you'll do what you feel is your best. And if you fail, God going to give you just a little more strength to go harder. But in your mind, you feel as if I put my best effort into that. But that's going to make you think, research, and find other avenues to finish the process. So he going to push you to your best when you feel as if you've already given your best. It makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And my second point is nothing beats a try but another try. And with my number 3 pointer, failure will rob you of your peace if you give it the gun.
Oh. Or in the words of my bro Stro. Oh.
You go build off of that number 3. Build off of that. Give them a little insight.
Failure, we pretty much don't realize how fast we'll give up our ability to be our best by consuming in our mind that we failed at something.
And the only reason why we quote unquote failed, it was all because of the expectation that we
That's
set.
it.
So in our reality, to sum it up, what I gather from it is more so being grateful for where you are, prepare for where you're trying to go. Just remaining humble through the process and trusting the process, because keep in mind it's bigger than us. That's all we can say, like from what we see, say it like that.
It's bigger than what we see.
Yup.
And that right there bring us to a close. Your peace begins where your expectation ends.